Dear friends, long time no see. Today I saw a news reporting that the Meng Wanzhou, the CFO of Huawei from China, the daughter of the founder of Huawei, she was again in the court in Canada because U.S. has demanded extradition from Canada to extradite her to U.S. So, and it's still ongoing, okay? So Canada is having a challenge, finding himself or herself in a kind of power struggle between U.S. and China. So we will see what happens. But talking about the struggle between U.S. and China, since I live in Europe, so I see an interesting situation where China and U.S. Are struggling. Some people say that U.S. want to keep their hegemonic position, and China is challenging U.S. to get the hegemonic position. So that may be true. So what is the role of Europe? I would say it's very interesting. I think both U.S. and China, they try to get Europe on their side, because if any of them manage to get the whole Europe on their side, together we are strong, right? So then, that side, it will be very favorable for that side. So this is why, this is exactly what is going on, both underneath and also on surface. For example, the Chinese ambassador in Germany recently has said in public, in a sort of conference, and warning Germany, if Germany drop Huawei as a supplier for the 5G, then German car manufacturers and other German industry will have trouble in the future to access the Chinese market. So it's a very clear threat. Now, from the American side, American Secretary of State Pompeo said it openly to Germany and other European countries: if you guys accept Huawei or Chinese manufacturer for 5G, we will not share with you any intelligence information in the future. So we can see that it's very clear. Both are trying to, putting pressure on Europe. Now, how has been the European response? Well, I think some European politicians may thought, let's stay out from this fight between U.S. and China, so that we will watch and see if we can, get the best out of the situation. Maybe this is a typical European way, they don't want to be the one at the front. So they watch and try to see what step is the best for us. Yeah. So until now, actually, all the major European countries like Germany, France, UK, they still haven't made any clear decision. Yeah, from the national security point of view. And now some people may think, why Huawei is a problem? Well, or why 5G is a problem? First of all, we have to be clear that 5G itself, politically, is not a problem. Yeah? 5G is a problem only because Huawei is the problem. Now, why in earlier time, Huawei, existed for 20 years, why nobody's mentioned Huawei now so much? Well, that has to do with two things. One is 5G, the fifth generation of mobile communication, is much more efficient than the 4G, right? It's 100 times or more faster and can deal with a lot of data. So things that you want to know, you want to collect, all data before, it was too much. Now it's possible with 5G. Now, another reason that Huawei is being mentioned so many times, because it was a strategy from the Chinese Communist Party side that they supported Huawei in all means, because actually they work very close together. They call it the superiority of the socialistic system with Chinese characteristic. Yeah? So the state working together with strategic industry to achieve their strategic goal. So with that, what I want to say is Huawei had spent a lot of money, a lot of effort already years ago to make research, to steal technology, to force technology transfer, and massive investment help supported by the state to, so to say, make advances in 5G, the fifth generation. So in 5G, compared to 4G, in 4G, Huawei was not so advanced, but in 5G, they do make a lot of advances. So a lot of patents in 5G technology are owned by Huawei even. And a lot of manufacturings are done in China. Yeah? Like even the competitor of Huawei, Ericsson and Nokia, they have their manufacturing, a lot of the product were made in China. Now, the technology 5G itself is not a national security issue, maybe a health issue, because some people think with this high frequency, it can be very dangerous for the radiation can damage health. That is not proved yet, but well, it's an open question. But from the point of view of national security, actually has nothing to do with technology itself. It's who is behind this technology. Now, when Huawei is the manufacturer, they can build in all sorts of spyware, and not even in software, but in hardware, so that you just can't take it out, take it away, or find it out, because they are the manufacturer. A manufacturer in a complex system always have the right to access its own system, even if the system is delivered, for example, to a German vendor, for example, Deutsche Telekom. But you need service. And usually it's done by so-called remote service. So someone sitting in China of Huawei can access the system installed in Germany. And when he can access the system, you just don't know what they can, what they do. They can do everything, more than actually the owner. Because Deutsche Telekom, being just a customer, he doesn't know so much about all the details in the system, but the manufacturer knows everything. So, and because this company, Huawei, is working so close to the state of China, to the Communist Party of China, that makes the danger. Because in China, we do not have a democratic system. The one-party dictatorship, that's what we have. And the party controls everything. There's no freedom of speech, no freedom of press, no freedom of demonstration. And probably you all have heard about these millions and millions of cameras in China watching everybody, right? We are not doing that like that in Europe or in North America, but they are doing it. And who is doing it? Well, it's the state. Now, so can you imagine if all the telecommunication system in Europe or in Western world are now installed and made by Huawei? Can you imagine how easy for them to find out everything about you and me and she and her? Huh? So this is the real danger. This is the real danger. It's not because, as some Chinese or some other people say, U.S. is jealous, U.S. is not happy because China is taking over them. It's not that true. Well, in some technical area, maybe Huawei is superior than America, but not in all areas. Yeah? But if same thing happened with a Japanese company, just as an example, yeah? If a Japanese telecom manufacturer has a very advanced technology and has the ambition to take the major share of the world market, I don't think American will then come and tell European, hey, if you use this Japanese manufacturer, we will not share intelligence information with you. So what makes the difference? Well, it's simple, because Japan It's a democratic country. It's a country who care about individual freedom, who care about human rights and human dignity. And in China, the state of China, they don't care. The party control everything. So that's the core of the problem. Yeah? So it is very interesting to see now what is going to happen in Europe, because Europe, although Europe is not maybe as strong as US, but it's like when a balance is exactly equal, then if you have 100 kilo here and 100 kilo there, yeah, but then if you just put 10 gram here, it changes the whole balance. So Europe is playing that role in the world politics. So if Europe go for the Chinese side, or if you go to the US side, that will change the whole world. This is interesting, it's almost like a butterfly effect, depends on if the butterfly fly left or right, it may change the balance of many forces, and that can have a totally different outcome. So this is why 5G and Huawei is so important for everyone right now who care about the development of the world. And we are in a very critical time of world development. Yeah? I believe that we are right in the middle of a very radical and big historical change of mankind. Today, I think just to share with you some ideas, and welcome to raise questions and to communicate with me through the comment. And if you like my talk, click subscribe or like, or both. Thank you. Bye-bye.